Limbaugh sets the record straight about Wolff's fire and fury. Limbaugh sets the record straight about Wolff's fire and fury. Fire and fury is setting the political world ablaze, but many of its claims are now going up in smoke. The critical book has painted President Donald Trump as incompetent and out of control, and is supposedly based on authentic interviews and incidents. Author Michael Wolff, however, has taken serious flack for embellishing, or possibly inventing facts out of thin air, and the latest person to call him out is Rush Limbaugh. Limbaugh's name appears in the controversial book during a segment discussing the funeral of Roger Ailes, the late chairman of Fox News. Talk radio icons Rush Limbaugh and Laura Ingraham were both in attendance at that memorial, but that's where Rush says the truth ends. Now, as to the Wolff book, I learned over the weekend that I'm mentioned in this thing, Limbaugh said on his program. It's not a big mention, but it's totally false. And I'm just gonna throw my experience of being in this book in the column of it's fake. I mean, it is so untrue, it's not even close. There's not even a single word in this reference that is anywhere near the truth, the famous radio host explained. Rush then referenced the specific paragraph in the Fire and Fury book that dealt with him. Roger Ailes' funeral in Palm Beach on May 20th was quite a study in the currents of right-wing ambivalence and even mortification, Wolff wrote. Right-wing professionals remain passionate in their outward defense of Trump but were rattled, if not abashed, among one another. At the funeral, Rush Limbaugh and Laura Ingraham struggled to parse support for Trumpism even as they distanced themselves from Trump himself. That's where Rush interjected and called out the anti-Trump author for simply making things up. At the funeral, nobody spoke other than members of the family, Rush said. It was at the memorial that people took turns speaking. But, folks, I can tell you, Donald Trump never came up. The subject of Donald Trump was never discussed at the memorial, much less Trumpism. I don't even know what this means, Limbaugh continued. This is entirely, it is completely made up. I don't even understand what the basis for that little reference is. 'Cause it's totally fake, 100%. In other words, Wolff took a small sliver of fact, the memorial for Ailes, and then turned it into fantasy. He created a version of events that only happened in his own mind, but peddled it as fact. Incredibly, even Michael Wolff himself has admitted that he played fast and loose with reality when writing the book. These conflicts, and that looseness with the truth, if not with reality itself, are an elemental thread of the book, the author wrote in the prologue of the very same book. Yet the press has conveniently ignored this warning and treated the writing as some sort of anti-Trump gospel. The media attacking Trump in order to gain attention and feel smug is not new. It's the same story that's been playing out since before the election, and this time there's even less truth to back it up.